Hello everyone, and I'm back. And today we are one step closer to finalize the Toyota Aygo. Finally, come with me. So I've been watching some other YouTubers, such as Matt Armstrong, and I think it's much easier the way they do it. Just send the panel to a shop so it gets painted much quicker, much easier. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today, we're gonna send the panels to the paint shop. Work for Matt? Sure, you're gonna work for me too. Here we are at the paint shop. Well, it's not a shop like White Details or Barkways or even Paintology Vehicles, but this will do the trick. Well, maybe if I had a big production behind me, I'm sure I'll be sending these panels to be painted somewhere else. But because I don't, we will have to paint it just right here. So I had to adapt my garage in order to paint it, because I just want to paint this and not anything else. So let's start. First, I'm going to prep it. I'm going to use some body panel to clear all the fat and residues. And then I'm going to use some tack cloth in order to remove any superficial fat. The panel already came primed from when I bought it. However, if you recall, I had to trim some of the parts, so I did prime those areas just to ensure that the paint won't slip in between the primer and the metal and lift the primer, because then you will have tiny little bubbles and that will destroy the whole painting. Yeah, ask me how I know it. All it takes is one little chip to be there, metal to be exposed. You don't protect that with epoxy primer, and then next thing you know, depending on the paint that you're gonna buy, the paint will react, will bubble, and yeah. After you paint everything, clear coat, polish it, next thing you know, a bubble comes up. And that's an issue, because then you'll have to treat it again, remove all the layers until you stop seeing the bubbling. When the bubbling is gone, sort it, flatten, then you start again. But then, remember, you already have 2 coats, at least of primer, paint, and clear coat. 3 coats. If it's 2K clear coat, it's even thicker. It involves more chemicals, meaning it will be a bigger chance of that material chew through the paint layers and then get to the metal. And once you get between the metal and the primer, that's a big problem. That's why they call it primer. It protects the metal and the reaction between layers. Anyway, so let's just go and decontaminate this, and then all we're gonna do is paint it and use I think this has been with me for about, I'll say at least 15 years, because that's how I started painting my first car 15 years ago, which is a Mazda RX-8, which you will see in a further video, because I'm going to have to restore that car fully, completely. So let's crack on with this. Let's start with this and, well, enjoy. Hopefully you're going to learn something. If not, just enjoy it. So first I start by using some panel white cleaner to clean the panel, to remove any debris, fat or residue that could be there that will react with the paint later. And then once I'm satisfied, as you can see, then start mixing the paint. And this paint that I request is 1-to-1, meaning one portion of paint equally for the same amount of thinner, 1-to-1. Now I'm just measuring as to where I should be. So in this case, I put 75 ml of each. Now I just start by spraying the corners, which is the most complicated areas that can cause troubles later. So if first I cover those areas, then I can just fully start painting the panel. And because those corners were laid with a thick coat, what I do now is just spray a little bit of air, no paint, and then once I'm happy and I rectify some of the corners, then I start painting it fully. No spraying booth, nothing. No posh, expensive painting shops. Just a duvet cover to protect my garage, a steady hand, and a very expensive painting gun. But let's just focus. Look at that. So this is just the first coat. I'm gonna do 2 coats. First coat looks nice and smooth, no runs, and still no painting booth. This is not a painting video as to how to DIY painting, but if you got a wet bit just like that, all you need to do is increase the pressure and then spray enough to release air. Not paint, just air. There you have it, done. And now we're just gonna go and clear coat it. And you will see me here adjusting the settings of the gun, only because when I've done the 2K clear coat mixture, the temperature outside was not the best and I did not heat up the mixture, therefore it was not coming out the way it should have come, and I was not happy with it. And you cannot learn these things just by watching videos on YouTube and searching on Google, or even asking ChatGPT what's the right consistency. You can't. You have to make it, fail, make it, fail, make it, fail. Then you know what you're doing. And once you know what you're doing, these are the results that will come. And now, seems to be good enough. We just let it dry, and that's it. Perfect. Done. Ready to be installed when it dries up. But let's go under the bonnet now. And now I'm just gonna sand this a little bit so I can remove enough paint, because I'm gonna have to put some filler here to straighten this bonnet or hood. Let's go. And now we clean it and then we fill it. Now we mix some body fillers. Depending on how quick you want this to settle, that's how much hardener you need to add. But better just to follow the instructions. Finally, we just apply the filler. First layer. Very thin, just so it goes in all the tiny grooves and dents. And now we just let it dry. Now that the body filler is nice and hard, we just sand it to perfection. And then we prime it, put the base coat and the clear coat. I'm gonna start it with 120 for now, just to take the higher spots, because I want to try to smooth as much as I can. If you can, try to use cross patterns just so you don't just sand exactly the same spot. And I'm not scared to attack this paint as well with the sandpaper, because there is clear coat, there is base coat, and there is primer there. Even if I take a bit of the clear coat, there's still a base coat. And I would advise you to use a sanding back block, definitely. If this was my first rodeo, my first time doing something like this, I would definitely use the back block to sand. But I've been doing this for so long that for me, I prefer with, sorry about the wind, I prefer without the block than actually with the block, because I can feel exactly what it is, what am I missing. For example, right here, there's a bit that now no longer exists. and you can feel it still with your fingers and stuff like that. But if you need, use the back block. I don't need for now. If it was a big panel, yeah. If it was in the middle of the panel, definitely I would. On an edge like this, no, don't need. But if you need, go for it. Now we're gonna increase from 120. I'm gonna go either to 40, and the 240 is just to remove the scratches. I'm happy already with the area which I'm gonna be covering. So now it's just to remove these nasty scratches that are there, which are created by the 120 grit. So let's go and increase these to 240 now. Let's go. So now that I'm done with the 240, the final grit that I'm going to use is going to be 400. 400. Because I'm going to apply primer. This is the final grit that I want before I apply primer here, because we'll give it a nice grip to settle, and then I can sand the primer, and then I can apply the base coat. And now, yes, I'm using a bigger piece of sandpaper because I'm going to extend the scratches a little bit back, because I'm going to have to primer within about 50 to 75% outer of the damaged area. The scratches that I'm doing on a clear coat, it's because this clear coat may possibly has been polished, waxed, so I'm just going to remove all of those shiny surface, because otherwise the primer will have nothing to adhere to. It's very windy, so let's see if this works. And now we'll let it dry. After applying the hatching primer and the 1K primer, now I'm just going to use 400 grit to smooth everything, because now this is the last stage. You need to smooth everything to ensure the base coat will be nice and flat. I'm going to use now 400 grit, but wet sand. Okay, as you must have gathered by the sound, it's very windy. I will try to paint outside. If not, we're gonna have to wait for another day, but if there's a will, there's always a way. Let's try. Let's just wait a little bit because it's very windy right now. Should be interesting. Done. Beautiful. So now, this is all done. Now, I decide to clear coat. Okay, this is done.
Next time.